Hello, folks. Today I want to discuss something known as autistic facial features. Recently, I've seen a lot of discussion online about this. As an autistic person and a health sciences major, this made me very interested. So let's take a quick look and see what the fuss is about. I was able to find 3 different studies on the topic plus dozens of summary and news articles. To make sure I was thorough, I used my university account to also scan extensive online databases. But these 3 were the only ones that I thought were on topic enough to examine. So, what did they each conclude? The first one found 2 facial measurements were correlated with autism. One was wide-set eyes and the other was a shorter face height. I'm not a good example of either of these, but whatever. The second study found more masculine features associated with more communication and social challenges in autistic people. So an autistic person who looks more masculine is likely to struggle more with communication. I'm female, but I have some masculine facial features, so maybe I am an example of this. Regardless, let's see what the final study concluded. They found that autistic traits were correlated with more androgynous facial features. So one study said autism was linked with masculine facial features and the other found autism was linked with androgynous facial features. Pardon my French, but what the heck? Actually, even the authors of the second study admitted the results didn't add up. So far, not a very good case for autistic facial features since 2 out of the 3 studies contradict each other, but let's move on. It should also be noted that the demographics of the studies were very biased. The first study only included white children between the ages of 4 and 12. Only 5 were girls. There was also no control group of non-autistic kids. The second study was a little better since it had a control group and a much larger sample size. Of course, they still only used white children all between age 3 and 12. The final study used a sample size of 112 people. All were white young adults with an average age of 19. They also referenced a study that concluded autistic people were more likely to have facial abnormalities, but there was apparently no pattern to which abnormalities they were. So are there any conclusions to be drawn from these 3 studies? I really don't think so. And if there were, they would only reasonably apply to prepubescent white males. In my opinion, the whole business reeks of physiognomy. Until very recently, this practice was shunned as pseudoscience and a faulty means for trying to justify racism. Physiognomy has strong roots in racism and discrimination. I don't expect that to suddenly change. Even if these researchers have the purest of intentions by excluding people of color, women, and adults from these studies, they are only reinforcing the biases that already exist surrounding autism diagnosis. I have already seen this supposed research being misapplied to adults, people of color, and people who aren't male. I think in 2020 it's time to stop stereotyping what autistics look like, how old they are, and what gender they are. If you're going to research autism, remember we're not all white. We're not all boys, and we're not all children. That's all I have to say for now. Thanks so much for watching and please consider subscribing. Bye.